March 2026 Safety Connect meeting. Today's meeting agenda is managing distractions, speeding, drowsy driving. Injury prevention is fatigue management, wellness. We do have some positive recognition on the moment and safety performance updates. Giving your attention to anything other than driving is distracted driving. Talking to passengers, using a cell phone or radio, eating or drinking. Event learning and operator skills, managing distractions.
My son Christopher was killed in a car crash right after he graduated high school by a distracted, reckless driver.
My daughter Ella Bandes was killed in 2013 by a distracted bus driver.
I sustained a traumatic brain injury, facial reconstruction, and multiple permanent disabilities that's going to affect me for the rest of my life.
On October 17, 2012, I decided to get in my SUV and text my daughter. I kept texting her back, and I'm doing 70 miles per hour on the highway. My window is down, and I don't have on a seatbelt. I look up, and I've connected to the overpass. So I see the sparks popping in the air, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
This is an issue for every single person, whether you're a pedestrian, a biker, a driver, or someone just sitting on the sidewalk. It could happen to anybody.
It can happen to you. It can happen to your kids, to your parent.
Everyone thinks, I'm safe, I'm careful. I moved heaven and earth to keep my child safe her whole life, and every parent does, but it doesn't matter.
Most of us have touched our phones at least one time while driving, or been eating food, or talking on the phone, doing makeup, trying to shave, fussing and arguing. All is the same thing. It had already been banned in North Carolina, so I knew it was banned, and I did it anyway. I want other people like me to know, don't do it. It's not worth it. Just drive.
I would like other drivers on the roadways to be safe, to slow down, buckle up, and put their phones down. It's very important. It can save your life.
We oftentimes do not realize that the decisions that you make on the road can keep someone alive, but keep them alive with a hard life. I have a traumatic brain injury and experience the effects of someone's decisions every day.
The number one thing I had to do, though, is turn the notifications off so you can drive and get where you're going. Because as long as you can hear that dinging or that vibrating, you're going to reach for your phone, even if it's just for like a second, because we've been programmed. You have to replace that bad habit with a good habit So the good habit that I replaced it with was meditation and prayer and setting my intentions before I get in my car to be a safe driver. That's all we need to do. I know it's hard, but that's all we need to do because people are dying.
Hands-free devices like earbuds and talk-to-text features are much safer than handling your phone while driving. This is a myth. Research shows that anytime you use an electronic device while driving, it increases cognitive distraction, meaning you cannot fully focus on driving. At 55 miles per hour, taking your eyes off the road for 5 seconds is like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. This is a fact. At 55 miles per hour, you'll travel more than 100 yards in 5 seconds, more than the length of a football field. Eating while driving can be a dangerous distraction. This is a fact. Eating while driving takes your hands off the wheel, your eyes off the road, and your mind off driving. Wait until you're safely parked to eat, even if it's just a snack. Distracted driving only affects the people inside the vehicle. This is a myth. Distracted driving is dangerous for those inside and outside of the vehicle, including other drivers and passengers, bicyclists, and pedestrians. Event learning and operator skills. DriveCam speeding update. Speeding increases risk. The grace period is ending soon. In 2023, speeding contributed to 29% of all traffic fatalities, an average of more than 32 people who never made it home each day. Slow down. Effective March 31st, 2026, the grace period for speeding events will officially end. How DriveCam speed is measured. Measures vehicle speed using built-in GPS and accelerometer systems in all Lytx DriveCam recorders. Evaluates speed every 30 seconds against cloud-validated posted speed limit zones. Immediate cloud validation improves accuracy and enable real-time correction through immediate visual alerts from the camera. What happens first? Camera alert. Trigger a visual alert when speeding 10 miles per hour or more over the posted speed limit for 60 seconds. The camera flashes red. Initial alert does not create a video event. Take prompt, immediate action to check speed and slow down. When a video is created, check speed every 30 seconds. Initial alert is triggered when speeding 10 miles per hour or more over the posted speed limit for 60 seconds. Alert only, no video. If another speeding violation occurs within 5 minutes, 90 seconds of speeding total, a second alert is issued and a camera will flash red. A posted speed video event is then created. If speeding continues, a third alert may be issued, up to 3 alerts in 5 minutes. The system enters a 5-minute alert snooze. Once an event is created, the system enters a 60-minute event snooze, preventing additional clips, but still provides alerts according to above logic. event learning and operator skills, drowsy driving. Drowsy driving, a serious safety risk. Impaired driving that significantly increases crash risk. 633 fatalities in police reported drowsy driving crashes in the U.S. during 2023. Research indicates the true impact is likely substantially unreported, as fatigue leaves no measurable roadside indicator. Being awake 17 hours can impair performance similar to a 0.05% BAC. Drivers often do not recognize when they are becoming impaired, making fatigue-related crashes especially dangerous. What signs of drowsy did you see? How did the driver's alertness or lack of it affect the vehicle's control? What risks were starting to build in just a few seconds? Drowsy driving, warning signs and common causes. Seeing drowsiness in others, slowed reaction time, blank or unfocused staring, delayed responses, unusual or inconsistent driving behavior. Common causes of drowsy driving: insufficient sleep, early morning, late night or extended shifts, irregular schedules or overtime, secondary employment, untreated sleep disorders, sedating medications, monotonous driving conditions. Warning signs of drowsy driving in yourself: frequently yawning or excessive blinking, heavy eyelids or trouble keeping eyes open, difficulty remembering the last few miles driven, missing turns or exits, drifting within the lane or hitting rumble strips, brief microsleeps, momentary lapses in attention. Prevention and safety expectations. Before driving, get adequate quality sleep, at least 7 hours. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Be aware of medications that may cause drowsiness. While driving, take regular breaks. Maximize daylight exposure. Stop if signs of fatigue appear. Immediate safe action. Pull over to a safe location. Secure the vehicle. Report to dispatch or a supervisor. Do not continue driving while drowsy. Stay fit for duty, managing drowsiness safely. Injury prevention, fatigue management, wellness.
Fatigue among workers across all fields of industry has been on the upswing in the past few years due to higher demand jobs, longer working hours, a disruption in the circadian rhythm, and an overall sleep deficit amongst workers. Fatigue takes into account the time of day, the number of hours awake, and the workload of the person affected. There's a difference between sleepiness and fatigue in that fatigue generally refers to the impairment in task performance. While sleepiness is physical in nature, there's also a psychological component to fatigue that can lead to decreased output and dangerous errors. In fact, over 10% of workplace injuries are due to fatigue, and nearly half of Americans admit to being too fatigued to safely perform their jobs. These numbers are alarming, especially when taking into account the studies done on fatigue for pilots and healthcare workers, who reported an increase in accidents and errors due to fatigue. The hazards of work fatigue are vast, with things like decreased motivation, longer reaction time, problems with memory and concentration, decreased motor skills, and poor judgment. Imagine a factory worker operating a large piece of machinery like a forklift. Normally, they would easily be able to perform their job responsibilities. However, when fatigued, they're more likely to crash into something or someone, causing damage and injury. In addition, workers suffering from fatigue are more likely to have a poor attitude and may get angry more easily at other people. Finally, productivity is greatly affected too, as workers lack the mental capacity to accomplish tasks at their usual rate. The causes of workplace fatigue can be divided into three main categories: physical load, environmental load, and mental load. The physical load includes factors such as posture, how much exertion is being put forth, and any repetitive movements. Think about a worker on a factory line whose job it is to sort a product coming down a conveyor belt. The way you stand, along with the repetition in sorting the items, would be examples of how physical load leads to fatigue. The environmental load are things in the surroundings that would add fatigue, like the temperature, light level, noise, and humidity. Finally, mental load is the work hours, job demands and stress, autonomy, and interpersonal relationships of the job. Some studies have shown that the most serious work accidents occur between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m., prime hours for workplace fatigue. No matter the cause, there are multiple steps that you could take to help combat work fatigue.
Fatigue increases risk. Fatigue versus drowsiness. Fatigue is the early warning signs. Drowsy driving is the danger zone. Physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, all equals fatigue. Wellness is the key to preventing fatigue. Own the moment by choosing rest, fuel, and movement. Because a well operator is a safe operator. Nutrition, exercise, sleep. The risk of drowsy driving. 18% of fatal crashes are estimated to involve a fatigued driver. Even if the driver does not fall asleep completely, sleep deprivation causes similar mental impairment as driving drunk. Newer drivers, less than a year, have the most drowsy driving events, but drowsy events are distributed across all 10-year groups. True or false? Most drowsy events happen between 1 and 5 p.m. 2. Monday through Wednesday mornings have a higher concentration of drowsy driving. Number 1 is true. Number 1 is false. Most drowsy driving events happen in between 4 a.m. and 12 p.m. Many drowsy driving incidents happen in the early morning hours, especially when the drivers push through fatigue instead of resting. Number 2, this is true. The key takeaway from this slide is that fatigue is predictable, preventable, and manageable, but only if we recognize it early and speak up. Drowsy driving is a risk we all share, and addressing it is a critical part of maintaining a strong safety culture. Fatigue isn't just being tired, it's physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion. And when you're fatigued, even a few seconds of lost focus can lead to drowsiness and a serious incident. Speed reduces reaction time and increases crash severity. Slowing down gives you more time to see hazards and stay in control. Wellness, good sleep, balanced nutrition, hydration, and regular movement help operators stay alert and fit for duty. Personal wellness directly supports safe decision making and consistent performance on the road. Measuring progress since our last Safety Connect. Intersection awareness. We are trending up, meaning that's not good. We've had an increase of 81%. Speeding, we've had an increase of 29%. Slips, trips, and falls, We've had an increase of 10%. Intersections are high-risk environments with multiple road users and changing conditions. Focused, patient driving and deliberate scanning helps prevent most intersection-related incidents. Key risk factors. Assuming others will stop or yield. Divided attention at signals, traffic, and pedestrians. Pressure to beat the light or keep traffic moving. Limited visibility from vehicles, buildings, or weather. Safe behavior. Slow down at every intersection, even with the right of way. Scan left, right, and left again before entering. Watch for pedestrians, cyclists, and non-yielding vehicles. Be ready to brake, even on green. Never assume others see you or will follow the rules. Speeding reduces reaction time and increases crash severity, often driven by schedule pressure or familiarity with routes. Choosing safe speeds and adjusting for conditions is a critical safety decision. Key factors: running behind schedule or trying to make up time, light traffic or open road conditions, familiar routes that create a false sense of comfort. What safe behavior looks like: drive at or below posted speed limits at all times. Adjust speed for traffic, weather, road layout, and pedestrian safe activity. Accept that staying on schedule is never more important than safety. Make sure safe speed decisions before speed becomes an issue. Slips, trips, and falls. Passenger boarding and exiting present frequent injury risks, especially when passengers carry items. Proactive engagement, assistance, and clear verbal cues help prevent balance-related incidents. Key risk factors. Passengers carrying bags, packages, or suitcase. Their hands are occupied and reducing use of the handrails and balance. Safe behavior looks like engage passengers before they move, not after. Offer assistance when passengers are carrying items. Use clear verbal cues like, please watch your step. Go ahead and grab the handrail. Pay close attention to stability on stairs and transitions. Division safety updates, positive recognition, and announcements. This is our On the Moment ranking for large divisions for the month of January. We are ranked 6 out of 30. Safety, everybody, a commitment to safety for all. MV employees, customers, passengers, and communities. Everywhere, throughout our operations in the communities we serve. MV facilities, MV vehicles, and in our personal lives and in our neighborhoods. Every time. MV employees always think safe and act safe without exception, on and off the job. These are our customer commendations. If your name is up here, that means that you had a customer compliment. If there's a star by your name, that means you've had more than one. They have been put in your mailbox, so please check your mailbox for these certificates. Thank you. That concludes the March 2026 safety meeting.